and I think you are not and learned well regional anatomy. I okay. 黄小恩
Yes, 老师。
Okay, please tell me. So the fourth layer about our body's name is what?
Muscle.
Yes, muscle, and describe the second layer, and his name is what?
Subcutaneous tissue.
Yes, deep fissure, and the second layer's name is what?
Subcutaneous tissue, 老师。
Yes, it's a superficial and a fissure. So please tell me in superficial fissure and consist of some word, and you can through the superficial fissure you can see you can see some structure. Please tell me and in superficial fissure and including word and structure. Please tell me.
Immediately, the skin is a layer of loose connective tissue.
Yes, it's right. And in our superficial fissure, including superficial vein and the superficial artery and the superficial nerve, and it's about our the superficial node, lymph node. Okay, so your answer is very good. All right. Okay, let's answer. Okay, let's ask the next question. I think and everyone should learn and to our the Huang Xiaoen and Xiaoqi and Hua Feiqun, you know, and Hua Mingmei, why this question is not difficult. Why you don't answer it? Why you don't answer it? I think this question is very it's not difficult. Okay. All right. So let's begin our the star our the course is about our the thorax about our thorax 2. Okay. So last classes I introduced our the thorax of the thorax. So do you know how many layer? So I introduced the physical structure is about our thorax, our thorax. So let's review it. Let's review it. I think some students don't remember this structure, the importance is. Okay. So let's see. So do you know? So do you know? So this picture shows it's about our the thorax the structure. Okay, so this red line this red line and then we present our the upper bound is including our the jungle notch, sprain clavicle the angle, and then this part is our so this upper part. So this is our the lower bone is about the syphenoid process and the arch of the rib, and the back of the and our back and the lower bone is the 12th, the coastal and the marine, and the spinal process of the 12th thorax and the vertebrae of the vertebrae. So this part is our the lower part. All right. So our the thorax the partition can be divided into these three parts. Is about our the thoracic wall and the thoracic and cavity. And do you know? Do you, you must you must know, so you can control this knowledge is about of the surface anatomy in on our thorax. You should remember, and you should fear and see, and you can fear. Sorry, you can feel and see some important things surface anatomy, and you can feel and you can and you must remember his name is word, and this anatomy structure, his name is word. You can through this picture to know in our thorax the wall the wall, and there are some important structure you can see and feel it. Okay, so and in our thoracic wall, and there are here we read and our layer of the thoracic wall. So and this part is the important knowledge. It's last class. So you must you must remember this layer is about thoracic wall. So in our thoracic wall, the first layer is about our skin, and the second layer is the superficial and facial. And importantly, in our superficial facial, in a woman and in a female, uh, in a female's superficial facial, and our breast and growth in this layer. Second part is about of the deep fissure. So where is the deep fissure? We can see this picture, and this part is the our is breast of the female, and we can see, and this red part show is our the muscle, is skeleton muscle. So we can see, and this right member, we call it, we give his name, his deep fissure, and then we can see, and then they have the right, they have the there is the right member covered on the muscle. We can see, so this layer and this layer is our deep fissure. Is a third is a third fissure. Okay, so the fourth layer we call it is our the muscle. So in the thorax, this muscle divided into one, two, three, two layer. So okay, so this green line shows is a outline about the superficial layer. Okay, and the black line shows is our the outline shows is the outline of the deep fissure. Okay, and between this deep fissure, between the two black line, they have the red area, red region. So this red region, we is the muscle layer. So this layer's name is the external thorax muscle layer. And then this part we can see, and then this is our the rib. Between two rib, there is the intercostal muscle. The intercostal muscle. Okay, so it's the intercostal muscle. And this part, and then this part is the facial and the thorax. Okay, and this part, and the sixth layer is the facial and the endothor and the endothor Okay, so this is the sixth layer is about our the thorax wall. So do you remember it? Okay, you should remember it. Remember it. Okay, and then this picture shows is a true picture or the and a heavy resi of thoracic wall. Okay, let me see. And the last classes, I also our physical structure is about in this so this yellow region shows is about our the physical the feature and then in this feature they are including many important structure. So we can see, and if you use, we can see, and in this layer, including some fat tissue, and including also what, including the fat tissue, and the blue line shows is a vein, the red line shows is the artery, and yellow line shows is the physical nerve. So okay, in this layer, in our the physical feature consists of the fat tissue and the physical and the physical nerve and the physical artery. So in thoracic wall, his name is what? His name is the physical nerve. The supraclavicular nerve and the helical nerve and the lateral and the for Latin and the branch of the and the internal and the thoracic the artery. Okay, so this part artery and then this part of the nerve can so artery can supply the nutrition and to our the thorax, our the breast, and then this part the vein and the blood and drawn into the vein and get into our the heart. Heart. Okay. And you can see in this layer the superphysical the nerve. She grows. She grows is obviously and segmental and branched and the dispersion we can see so these layers the superphysical the nerve she grows and are always segmental and are branched distribution distribution is a branched distribution and we can see and between the two regions of this nerve controlled region. So these two regions and the overlapping distribution. So do you see it? Okay. And then this picture shows is the different region of the superphysical or of the superphysical the nerve control 8. Okay, and the last classes are introduced our breast, the of breast of the female, the woman, breast of the woman, and in that female we can see is about our the is a growth, and in the superphysical facial in the female body, there are also grows the breast of the breast. So our breast consists of the some structure. You must remember it. You must remember it. Okay, it's about our skin and consists about our skin, fiber tissue, deposed tissue, and mammary gland. Mammary gland. Okay, you must remember it. Please remember it. Okay, so in our breast, mm, she's fiber. He's a fibrous tissue. It's about is about is a right tissue. We can see. So this right tissue we give his name is word. His anatomy name. His anatomy name. We give his name is word is a subcutaneous ligament of the breast. Subcutaneous ligament of the breast. Okay. And do you know how the milk, how does the milk and the from and become and the from can be from how is the milk from and get out from the nipple? We can see. So in the nipple, and this yellow part is the fat tissue, and it consists of the ligament, subcutaneous ligament. Okay, and also in the breast, there grows the many and there also grows many mammary gland. So this picture shows it's our mammary gland, and this part is the mammary is a lobule of the mammary gland, and this mammary gland can be secrete milk through, and this secret milk can get into the terminal tract, and terminal tract the milk of the terminal tract also run into and the lentiferous the dark and also get into and flown out of the nipple. Okay, so each loop of the lentiferous dark that vein from the lentiferous cells before opening to the nipple. And the last classes, I also introduced the breast blood supply. So do you know it? So our the subclap and the clavicle veins can and our and of the artery subclavian artery can divide into the lateral thoracic artery and also divide into the interthoracic artery and the performing eight branch. And from this one is a one two. These two part is the lateral thoracic artery and the and the internal thoracic artery. So these two part can supply the nutrition to the breast. Okay, so the blood also the through the lateral memory and getting to the lateral thoracic vein, and also this part of the blood and drawn into internal thorax and the eight performing eight branch also get into this part and through get into the internal the subclavian vein. Okay, so this picture shows is about the breast vein. Okay, and the next importance is the important knowledge is about the lymph and the drainage. Okay, so in our thoracic physical, they have the many node, and then this node is we call it. I use the right line to person 8. So they have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have the 7 groups of the uh, and the lymph node. We can see. So this person we can eat. This part we give his name is the apical and the axillary node, and then his name is the central and the axillary node. And then this part is a human and the lateral lymph node, and then this part is the subclavicle node, and then this is the pectoral lymph node, and then this is the interpro and interpectoral node. Okay, we can see. So, and then this picture shows, so this the black line is about of the lymph duct. all the lymph can get into, so she can get through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have the sixth way to run into this part. So do you know? You can see. So I introduce why do I introduce this knowledge? Because do you know? Because you must to know our the cancer cell can through this line is about of the breast, the cancer cell of the breast cancer uh, can through the 1, 2, 3 ways to breast this cell, the cancer cell. So the breast cancer can through this three way to breast the cancer cell. The first way is the location as breast. The cancer cells pressed along the milk duct or the fissure, and then invade the Cooper ligament. Cooper ligament is the word is the subspanous the ligament of the breast. So do you know? It's the skin. And the second layer is the lymphocyte, the metastasis, which is close related to above the mentioned. Sorry. So it's about the mentioned, the lymph, the drain, the pathway. So this part. And the third part is the hemological and the metaphysical. Okay, so and this part. And the cancer breast also can through the milk, so through the blood to breast, and through the vein through the artery to breast the cancer cell. Okay. And the last classes I also introduced the emerging of the breast, the emerging of the breast. So the emerging breast, this part. You can through the regularly go to the hospital to check the imaging of the breast to avoid this disease. It's about the breast cancer. So we can also through the MRI we can also use the MRI or X-ray to check whether in your breast there are the cancer. And in the female the breast the disease there are also under breast disease including the begin disease and the breast cancer. So begin disease. So the begin disease is often undeclared. So the begin disease is a decade. So we can through under your finger to feel it, and you can through your hand and the fingers feel, and they have the many and the many. So they have the if you feel the maple and where they may create the site within the breast tissue. So okay, so you can feel your finger to feel it, and this part and this design is the fiber and the qualities the design. So you can this design and is a begin design. And okay, and then the next the begin design design is about is a name is a fiber of abandonment. So it's design. So you can also feel you also use your hand to feel it, and the palpate as the solitary smooth bird field and well and demarcated the nodule. Okay, so this part is our fiber and the adenoma fibroadenomas. So this part. And then this picture shows is a X-ray, shows is about our this tissue, it's a tissue. And then in the breast cancer, there you can see some of the signs is about this disease. Can see can see you can also see the vascular signs, and you can also see skin dimmer with the pale and the origin and the presences, and you can through these two signs to see to see and whether you have the breast cancer. Okay, so and you must remember why why can why our breast can be through can be through this side. Okay, and the last classes I also introduced our deep fissure about the deep fissure. So do you know in our the thoracic wall, the thoracic wall, why this anatomy name is word is this the deep fissure's name is the and the pectoral fissure covering and the pectoral fissure is 叫胸筋膜 so also this deep fissure cover of the pectoral radius major 覆盖着我们的一个什么胸大肌 okay if you use the knife to use a knife to this part. So and this layer, this the black line is the pectoral fissure, and then this part is the pectoral radius major, and this part, and if you lines to get from this kind of muscle, we can see and the second layer of this part. So and then they have the clavicle, the muscle, and then this deep layer. So this part is and the pectoral make rallied the nail. Okay. So we can see, and then this part. So these are the pectoral and the mineral. And if you use the knife to get out of this part, the muscle, you can see they have the deep fissure. So his anatomy name is clavi and the pectoral fissure. So we can see, so they have the white his member, and you can through this picture. So this white member, we can give his name is the clavicle pectoral fissure. So we can see and through this picture they have the hole. You see it. So they have the hole. So in this hole, the artery, the red part is artery. The green line, the green line is a vein. So his anatomy name is this part is a thoracic and the coxmal artery 叫胸间风动脉 is a pectoral branch. Okay, and then this and then they also have the nerve. We can see this is nerve. So his nerve name is lateral and pectoral nerve. Okay, and through this part, and they have the pectoral vein and through the in this hole and get out to supply the nutrition to this part area the muscle. Okay, so we can see these two artery, two picture we can see, and then this part is the pectoral mineral. in this part in this picture, and it's the petrorelid the major, and this is the petrorelid the minor. So do you see it? All right. Okay. So under our the thoracic walls, the fourth layer is about the muscle. So in this layer, and include and consists of the some different the muscle. You can see so the outer layer, the most outer layer, the most out the muscle is a pectoralis major. So if you use the knife to get out this the muscle, so we can see they have the pectoralis mineral, the mineral. Okay. So and also we can see in your in your lower part of the thoracic wall, this part the major is about of the say rectus of the anterior 叫前锯肌，前锯肌。Okay, and you also you can see and this part is about the abdominal and the umbilicus the muscle. So external and external umbilicus muscle. Okay, so and then this part and then this have the there have the one, two, three, four, four kind of muscle. So this muscle can help you to breathe. To breathe. We also give his name is the breast muscle. Sorry, the breathe 呼吸 breath 呼吸肌. Okay. And the last classes, I also introduced the between the two ribs. They also have the intercostal muscle. And the last classes, and between the two between the two neighbors the intercostal muscle. They have between the two kind of muscle. There grows over the artery and also grows over the nerve. So, and the last classes I introduced something important thing. It's about our layer. So, I can control this the regular to help you to through some clinical and the performer. You can see and the clinical and we can see and this part shows is our the needle. Then our the needle can through our the thoracic wall and get into the petrol cavity. So when this needle through your thoracic wall, how many layer this needle can can get into? You can see. So first layer is the skin, and the second layer is the superficial fascia, and the fourth part is the muscle of the thoracic wall. And this part between the two ribs, they have the layer from out to inside. It's the intercostal and the external, and the intercostal and the coastal interning. So and between the two ribs, the inside layer, there we get his name. We give his name. So we can see, and between the two ribs, there grows the main artery, vein, and the nerve. So we give his name, we give his anatomy name is the supervious branch of the procostal and the posterior and the intercostal artery vein, and the intercostal nerve and intercostal nerve. Okay. And we can see, so you must, okay, let's see this structure and from upper to lower. The upper part is a vein, artery, nerve. So this part from the lower to the upper part, we can see there also the regular is the vein, artery, and the nerve. Okay. So when you needle and through the needle to get into the petrol cavity. Okay, so what place do you use? Do you locate it? We can see, and we usually located between the two with the central part. We also located the central part of the between the two rib, and use the needle to get into this part. Okay, and clinically, and it is the urine and performed in the nice, in the ass or nice, and in the coast space of the spectacular line to the branch. Okay, and when you have the intercostal nerve blood, you also use the trunk getting to nerve because of the nerve grows to the lower part of the this wave. Okay, so these classes I reviewed the last classes content is about the physical structure of the thoracic wall. Okay, let's have the rest. Let's have the rest of 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Okay, Lausha.
Okay, Roshan.
Okay, so let's begin. On the next, okay, so we can see, uh, and in our the thoracic row, the inside part, we can see, inside part, they also have the growth, some the artery and vein to supply this part the nutrition. Our the subclavians, the artery and the subclavians. Sorry, wait a moment. Okay, so we can see our the subclavicle, the artery, and the subclavian, the vein, also to supply this part of the nutrition. 张老师，我要上课了。Okay, so and we can see and between inside the part we can see this picture shows is of the thoracic wall. Thoracic wall. Thoracic wall, and in this part is the skin, the physical feature, and all the muscle layer, and in this inside the part the right member we can see is the and the endo and the thoracic the facial. So this facial is white. It's the dense connective tissue member. It's linked the inner surface of the rib and in the coastal space. So and this part and also and this part and this part is they have the loose connective tissue and between the petrol and between the parallel the petrol and in the separation of the petrol and should carry out along this space, which is easy to species and less blood is produced. So our the clinical and get into the so our the and the such place the pairs get into the petrol and the clavicle and the cavity should pass through the fellow layer is about our the skin and the superficial is our the skin. So if you use the need, okay, I can use this part. Okay, so if you use the need to is about of the first layer is the skin and then the superphysical the facial and then this also is about our the deep part. Okay, it's a physical fascia and a deep fascia and the physical muscle and the chest wall, and the intercostal and the intercostal muscles through the intercostal space. So this part. Okay, so under the surgical pathway, the path into the petrol the cavity should pass through this layer. Okay, and so this part the knowledge is important. It's important. Okay, you can remember it. You should remember it. Okay, so our the surgical pass into the petrol cavity and should pass through the outer skin on the skin and the superficial and the facial and the deep facial and the superphysical the muscle of the chest and the intercostal muscles through the intercostal space. Okay, so let's introduce the three part is the and the pleural and the pleural cavity. And this part and including consists of the two parts is the pleural and the pleural cavity. Okay, so and this picture is about the transverse CT scan. Transverse CT scan. We can see, and then this outline is about the thoracic wall, and then this the central part is the thoracic cavity. Is the thoracic cavity. Okay, so we can see in our the thoracic cavities in this part. Do you know they are including some of the organ, including some organ, and this part, and then these two, and the seven part, and then 8% percent of the lung, and between the ninth part we can see, and the 7% is the right pulmonary cavity, and then 8 part is the left and the pulmonary cavity. And is the central part is the present mediastinum. Okay, so the seventh part and the grows over the lungs. The eight and the grows over the person. The eighth of the right lung, over the left lung. And the ninth central is of the heart, and grows in the mediastinum. Okay, we can see. So this picture shows is our lungs. Our the right lung. This is our the right. Is left the lung. Left lung get into the can through the this part. Get into the three part is the supervious loop and the internal and the medial loop and the inferior loop. Okay. So in the right, this is the right and this is left. So left lung and divided into two loop. Okay, and this central part is about the heart. All the heart and covered by the fibrous the member. Okay, and we can see and in this part. So let's see our thoracic cavity. So do you know on our thoracic cavity and this red part is our lung. So in our lung there are the membrane and covered on the lung. You can see. So this part is covered on our lungs. So this member we give his name is the pleural. It's pleural. So we can see and this member is of the pleural. It's pleural. Of the pleural and covered on our the lungs. It's covered on our lungs, so we can see. So this blue region and the percent is percent our the patch and is our the pleural. Okay. So pleural. So our pleural can be divided into the visual is a visceral, pleural, and the and the particular and the pleasural. Okay, so these two parts can be divided into our the pleasural. So the partificial and the pleasural. So we can see uh, the pleasural can be divided into the central and the pleasural and the particular and the pleasural. So can be divided into these two parts, and our parietal, parietal and the pleasural and also divided into the coastal, the coastal part, and the diaphragm and the matic part, and the mediastinal part, and the capillary part. Okay, these three parts. Okay, and this picture shows the clothes the person eat. And this part is the cervical part, and then this is the coastal part, and then this green is the coastal part, and this blue region shows is the diaphragmatic muscle part, and this the pink region is the mediastinal part. Okay, so we can see it's it's a negative pressure, and it's a constant of the small amount of the salary. It's the content of the small amount of salary. Okay, we can see the pleasure and the receive, and this part is the pleasure and the cavity is cavity. Sorry, wait a moment. Okay, the plural, the plural. So our plural cavity and the two side, each side has one. The second characteristic of the pleural cavity is a negative pressure, and in this cavity it contains a small amount of the salivary. The salivary, okay. Okay, so in the between two membrane, they have the cavity we give his name is the pleural cavity. Pleural cavity. So pleural cavity in the cavity there grows the many with cysts with cysts. Okay, so it's man. So in cysts and the growth so the monster and the partition and the pleural and the vesicle, the pleural, they are close to each other. So the pleural cavity is a potential cavity. However, in some part of the pleural cavity, there the pleural turned to each other. The lungs, the margin can't reach it. So we can see the central part is of the lung. So out of the lung, the margin can't reach it even during the deep inspiration. And the petrol cavity, there is a part, it's called the petrol the receive. We can see, so this part is the receive. So the pleasures received consist of the coastal and the mention distant receive and the and the phenol coastal and the middle coastal receive. And importantly, and this part receive you must know it because so his name is the coastal diagraphy receives and this receives the anatomy, uh, anatomy and the knowledge is about the word. The coastal diagraphy and the diagraphy must be receive is the largest part of the player cavity. Is the largest part of the player cavity. So when where the player fruit the first and accumulates for for a player cavity there is aspiration the observation we can see. So our the player fruit and also the first accumulate this place. Okay. So this clinical means is a word. So player cavity the aspiration, the A's and the mice in the coastal space on the spinner's lines and often chosen to insert the needle into the fossil. Okay. So the in this part so okay, so let's see the next part as it typical says is about the boundary of the lung and the pulmonary cavity. You can see. So the projection of the each part of the partition player or body surface and has a the clinical and the side advances and the percardicals and consists of the center and the spiny and the spinaking and the venar surgeon and the anterior mediastinus the surgeon and or and involved on the boundary of the partition and the players, especially to the anterior and the lower boundary. Okay, we can see so and this the green area we call it the receive the triangle because there consist they have to know parliamentary the cavity they have to know the players and they have the green area so this area we give his name is the and the prairie canyons the triangle and at this point the pre-candium is not covered by the player and is laid directly against the chest wall so we can see and this part is the difficult so you can also tune it. The lower boundary of the players is the rotated and the line of the coaster the player of the and the female the cavity. So medial of the cavity and the chest within The chest is about the eighth rib and the middle maxillary the chest. So we can see, and this picture shows is the percent our the chest the rib. This is our the second rib, and this is our third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, tenth. Okay, so we can see this part shows is our the lung, the block region, and we can see, and this part is and this part, so this part is our, so this part is our uh the blue line, the blue the region shows is our cavity. So this the upper boundary is the coastal geography that we see. So this part, this blue line shows blue the region shows is the coastal geography that we see. Okay, okay. So let's see outer lung. So outer lung. So this is our the left lung. Outer left lung can be divided into the two loops and through the obliquence the picture. Through the obliquence feature of the right lung, of the left lung can be divided into the two parts. Is the upper loop and the and a lower loop. Okay, and then in this part, our the lung can be this boundary. This part is anterior border, and then this is the linguid, and this is the diagraphy the surface, and this picture, this is the outer right lung, and through the and the horizontal the picture, horizontal picture, horizontal picture, and this the oblique picture can be divided into the three parts. This part is our the right loop, the upper loop, and then this is the medial loop, and this is the lower loop. Okay. So the surface projection. So and we can see, and our here. So in the central part of the lung, we can see, and they have the hole, or they have the, we give its name is a hilum. So this part we call it, we give his anatomy name is a hilum mouth. Hilum mouth. So what is a hilum mouth? The hilum mouth is depression. It's a depression or in the middle of the mediastinum of the central of the mouth. It is accessed by the main branch and the pulmonary artery. So they have growth. The pulmonary artery. So it's about this part. Okay, so the red part is the pulmonary artery, and this part is the branch. The main branches, and this part is a vein. It's a vein. Okay, and they are also including the lymphatic, the vessel, and also pulmonary branches. So the branches and the brochures and the pulmonary the vessel of the loop and other structures in the out of the loop are the called the second hilum. Okay, the root of the lump we can see in the of the root lump. This picture shows the mediastinal surface of the right lump. We can see, and this part is of the right lump, and they are also great. This This red part is the right pulmonary artery, and then this is the right pulmonary vein, and then this is the right main branch, right main branch. Okay, so and this part is the left pulmonary, and then this picture shows is the mediastinal surface of the left lung, and then this part is the left pulmonary artery, and this part is the left pulmonary vein. The vein, okay. So, and then this part is the hilum. So, our the hilum of the lung, the root lung. Okay, we can see there have the growth, the main kind of the artery and the main bronchus and the right pulmonary vein and the growth 8. Okay, sorry, wait a moment. Okay, the root of the lump is from the pressure, which is outer layer of the H structure and intending to the leaving the hilum. The relationship between the position and the main lump root structure has a central use from front to back. The upper pulmonary vein, the vein, okay, and then the pulmonary vein, the artery, and the main branch, and the lower pulmonary vein. Okay, so this part. And our pulmonary. So the structures is dividing to the left and the right main branches at the central angle. The part. So and this part is the principal branches, and then this is the right and the left, the label branches, and this part shows is our the segmental the branches. Okay, is the second branches, and our the branches, and generally they have the 10 segmental branches on the H length, and the H segmental branches and then repeatedly branches into the lymph and the dental ligament. This is the cord, the branch, the T. And generally, they have the 10 segmental branches on of the H length, and the H segmental branches repeat branches into the limb, the zero, and the diameter the length. It is called the branch, the T, the tree. Okay, so and then in this course, I introduce the rest, the rest content is about the thoracic root layer, and also introduce of the payer cavity and of the payer and the lung. Okay, so please review this content I taught, and next classes and the next week the Thursday and the morning I will answer your question. Okay, and you are not answer my question, and this course and these classes, the performers, the source will be zero. Okay, and this consists of your the final source. So do you know? Okay. Okay, so and this class is over and goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you, Lausha.
Okay, bye bye.
Thank you, Lausha.
You're welcome.